Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 4 in Ziemann Fantasy Football Podcast, baby. We're in for a treat, folks. Woo! Who you starting this week, folks? Who you sitting? You overthink, you lose, and then you get mad. Let's cross our fingers that Marauders this week didn't sit anyone on their bench and played everyone right. We'll see, folks. We'll see. Let's get right into it, folks, with I Pity the Fool against Mom's Mashers. With I Pity the Fool's head quarterback leading the charge, Tom Brady. I Pity the Fool's going into this week 2-1. But is Tom Brady satisfied? No. Let's listen to what he has to say before this week's game.
There certainly is a lot to fix. I think I don't want to sit here and tell you guys all the things that we're working on, but there's plenty of things that we need to figure out ways to do things better. Some certain guys haven't been out there in a few weeks, so a guy like Aaron and Dion, hopefully they can be out there to practice and get better and make some improvements. But I said there's teams that are practicing today and that do have games this weekend, and the team that we play is going to win a playoff game this weekend, and they're going to have made improvements, and I sure hope we can make improvements too.
Well, there you have it, folks. Tom Terrific Brady talking about this week's game. So let's see what happened and see if he could lead the charge for I Pity the Fool. So, coming in, Tom Brady had 19 points, which was pretty below average for I Pity the Fool. Kind of leaning on Brady all season long. But I Pity the Fool had plenty of players backing him up, with Matt Forte with 25, Calvin Johnson a typical 26, Tony Gonzalez with 14, and Jets defense with 30. And I Pity the Fool coming up on top with 143 against Mom's Mashers 54. No one got above double digits except Larry Fitzgerald with 11. Sorry, Mom's Mashers. Up next, we got Welcome to Philadelphia against Below Me. Leading the way for Philadelphia is the mayor, Michael Vick, with 28 points. He's been down all season, and let's see what he had to say, because the Philadelphia Eagles, the a.k.a. Dream Team, is 1-3. As long as Welcome to Philadelphia. Is this a coincidence? Let's see what Vick had to say.
Once we got down 14 after that, I just started pressing the issue. And I think that's the time when you have to be, cautious, and you have to be patient. And, I knew I was only going to be in for 2 quarters, and just wanted to put some points up on the board and just press the issue too hard and didn't be patient. And, those are solely against the quarterback's rules. If you're down 14 points, you have to let things happen. And I didn't do that. And
there you have it, as Philadelphia couldn't come out on top, losing 120 to Below Me's 144. Getting A-rotted by Aaron Rodgers, 57 points. 4 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns, folks. As along with, you called it, Wes Welker for Below Me, 22.5 points. Philadelphia couldn't keep up, losing by 24.5. Sorry. Rolling up next, we got Basic Training against the Brown Triangles. Basic Training had a pretty average week, with Phillip Rivers leading the way with 20 points, and LaShawn McCoy and Deshaun Jackson, both for the Eagles, with 15 points apiece. The Brown Triangles just traded with Philadelphia. Key trade this week, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Philadelphia had, and Brown Triangles had Steven Jackson. They traded, so now Brown Triangles have Ryan Fitzpatrick for Buffalo, and he managed 5 points. Is Jerry the touch of death? We'll see as the season continues, but so far he is. But it didn't matter this week. Greg Jennings held 18 points, and Lions D had 24 points, leading Brown Triangles on top, 97, to Basic Training, 86.5. Leading up to the week was Brown Triangles had a little press talk about practice. There was some criticism with the press about practice, and let's see what Brown Triangle's manager had to say about it.
I can't practice, man. I'm hurt.
mean, simple as that. It ain't about that. I mean, it's not about that at all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but it's easy to talk about. It's easy to sum it up when you just talk about practice. We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We talking about practice, man. I mean,
there you have it, folks. His thoughts on practice. So, didn't matter, though, coming out on top as he proved everyone wrong this week. That away, Brown Triangles. Coming up next is Pylons against Donkey Punchers. This was a white knuckler, folks. Pylons had key players of Jimmy Graham with 21 points. And not much else other than that, other than Ahmad Brett. The Ravens D. Folks, almost forgot, Ravens D. 41 points, 3 defensive touchdowns, 3 defensive fumble recoveries, and 2 sacks. Coming up with 41, leading the way for Pylons. Who would have thought? With Donkey Punchers, actually kept Arian Foster in his lineup, of course, and he actually played, so resulting in 23.5 points. But not enough, as Pylons took the win with 98-91. Dun dun dun. And now for our matchup of the week, we got Team America against Team Rosenhaus. We got Team America with Freddie Jacks with 17.5, Jordy Nelson with 20.5, and the Bears D with 24 points, coming out with a 101.5. And Team Rosenhaus, disappointing Game of the Week member, posting 61 points. No one except Michael Turner really impressed with 23 points. So Team America comes out on top, 101.5 to Team Rosenhaus, 61.5. On a side note, though, Team Rosenhaus is looking for a comeback win next week, as there's a side bet with Welcome to Philadelphia. Week 5 means a $5 bet between Welcome to Philadelphia against Team Rosenhaus. Since they don't match up against each other this year in the schedule, we're going Week 5, folks. Pay attention as that side bet goes on. And last but not least, we got Idaho Vandals against Miller Time Marauders. We got Drew Brees leading the way for the Idaho Vandals with 14 points. Darren Sproulsies with 12.5. We got Stevie Smith with 17. Jay Witts with 18. And nothing else except that, finishing with 98.5. And Militant Marauders has 79 points with Matthew Stafford at 19. And V-Jax with 20.5. So, Idaho Vandals comes out on top, 98.5 to Miller Time Marauders, 79.5. Leaving on the bench of Idaho Vandals was Kyle Orton with 27 points, and Tony Romo was left on Miller Time Marauders' bench with 26 points. Each team played the wrong quarterback, but wouldn't have mattered. Cooey still came out on top. That a boy. Other bad sits of the week were Beanie Wells for Team America, finished with 31 points. We got Cammy Newts for Donkey Punchers, had 31 instead of Matt Schaub, who had 11. This would have made Donkey Punchers a winner. We had Josh Freeman for the Brown Triangles with 22. And I think that's about it. And, yeah, Matt Ryan, though, for Mom's Mashers could have posted 10 more points, but it wouldn't even mattered against I Pity the Fool. So that's it, folks. I'm out. This week's injuries were Richard Mendenhall and Andre Johnson were the 2 big contributing injuries this week, so they might miss some time. I know AJ's supposed to miss time for sure, so pay attention to them and get back and pay attention to the waiver wire in case you need someone. So good luck in week 5, and I'm out.
My best friend gave me the best advice. He said each day's a gift and not a given right. Leave no stone unturned, leave your fears behind, and try to take the path less traveled by. That first step you take is the longest ride.